love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel get a bird's eye view, hotel got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see third-year quarterback Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans as they match up with the second-year man Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There to call all the action, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. This is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you've got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well, too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First go-around coming up here for Baltimore's offense, and that man Lamar Jackson, who may have ratcheted up some of the MVP talk.
MVP.
You starting to coronate already?
Hey, why not? If I'm a Baltimore fan, I would.
Well, that was a heck of a game, heck of a win against New England. And you talk about Lamar Jackson specifically, 163 yards and a touchdown, and 2 more scores running the football.
And the best part about what he does now, because it's on tape, we've seen all the highlight reel plays that he makes. We know the quickness. It makes you change what you do in preparation for him. New England is principally a man coverage team on defense. When you play Lamar Jackson, the last thing you want to be is in a lot of man-to-man coverage with his ability to run the football. Now you got to go to a lot more zones, hoping to slow him down. That opens things up for others. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. On the counter, Ingram. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Jackson from the shotgun. He finds Roberts, complete, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one, and a Raven first. Nice throw there by Jackson. You think about what a boost he gave Baltimore in the middle of last year, led them to victories in 6 of their last 7 games as a starter, replacing Joe Flacco, who had the hip issue. And that strong finish was good enough for the Ravens to capture their first AFC North crown since 2012. And now Jackson's a known commodity. He's the unquestioned starter, and with increased expectations and pressure on the former Heisman Trophy winner. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory, right at the 40. From the gun, Jackson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Texans taking the field again here. You know, earlier we were talking about their 6-3 start after the win against Jacksonville this past week. That also puts them in first place in a crowded AFC South. And all of a sudden, I think maybe they're looking like the favorite in that division over Indianapolis. What do you think, CD?
I would agree with that for two reasons. One, how about how they absorbed the loss of J.J. Watt, at least for a week, right? They lose him the week before. They travel across the water. They play in London, and they play really well against a good Jacksonville defense. And they end up winning the season series with the Jags for the 5th time in Bill O'Brien's 6 seasons as the head coach. And the second thing, Deshaun Watson at quarterback. When you look at that division, it has to come down to looking at the quarterback position because Jacoby Brissett got hurt for Indianapolis this past week. Who's it going to be in Jacksonville, Minshew or Nick Foles? And in Tennessee, it's the backup Ryan Tannehill. I like Deshaun Watson in that spot.
Upcoming schedule for them, by the way, Charles. They'll have their open week and then a pretty tough road. They go to Baltimore and then 3 tough ones at home against Indy, New England, and Denver. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson, he'll try and run it. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Watson now going to run the option right. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know, defenders, if they get a free shot at the QB, they want to take it, and they want to take it big.
And they got it there on the option play for a loss. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is taken around the 12. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Baltimore's offense takes the field again. Charles, they are at 6-2 after that win against New England. 2-game lead over suddenly a resurgent Pittsburgh Steelers team, and they get to see them again the final week of the season. But what does that win over New England tell you about Baltimore's chances in the AFC?
It tells you a lot. The main thing it tells you is that this is a team that's not going to shy away from the spotlight, not going to be intimidated by New England and all their Super Bowls and, what they've done this season. But I really enjoyed watching them post-game, watching how they handled it. Yes, it was a big win, and they didn't downplay that, but they also didn't treat it like it was a Super Bowl either. They know they've got work to do, and they figure they'll have to meet New England again in the playoffs.
Midfield now. Here's Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down now, it's Ingram. Ingram's got the first down and more, and he takes it all the way down to the 22. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Baltimore was the most run-heavy team in the league last year after Lamar Jackson took over as a starter. And you think about Mark Ingram, he goes from a situation where he was sharing time with Kamara in New Orleans. Now he figures to be the top guy in the Baltimore backfield, although I guess you could say he's kind of splitting time with his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. But a great veteran presence Mark Ingram is behind Jackson. Ingram now in his 9th NFL season. There's a guy coming off a strong rookie season, Gus Edwards. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Let's go.
On second and 11 now, Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown.
Let's go, let's go.
No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they go to work on a first and goal. They'll run here with Ingram. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second and goal from inside the 5. And again, it's Ingram. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's got Fuller. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. They run high, and this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Mr. Hyde, he enjoyed playing across the pond over in London. 19 carries, 160 yards in Week 9. His most rushing yards in a game since 2016 when he was with the 49ers. Now Hyde. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Out of the gun, Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 30.
First down, Houston.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, here's Watson. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Brandon Carr on the coverage there.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area.
Under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. Patrick Owasor. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop it.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Watson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. 2 minutes on the clock. 2nd quarter. 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't have that play on my call sheet? And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on.
A 30-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Mark Ingram now gears up to help lead this offense back out there. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. You talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is Ingram. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Incomplete. Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. A 10th carry here for Mark Ingram. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. So we've reached intermission here in a low-scoring game. 7-3 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Watson. Sliding out of the pocket, and he's going to keep it here. And he slides to avoid the hit. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 45-yard line.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson rolling to his left. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a run with Hyde. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, it's Johnson. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
He finds his target, Fuller. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
They go play action here on 1st down. And now he's going to use his legs. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big...
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. From 3 yards out, and the Texans have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Jackson. Roberts has it. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And an alley to run. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. Everyone in this stadium knows Jackson can do that as well as any QB in the league. They talked about limiting some of his running this year, especially the design runs, but he's still going to scramble when he feels he has green in front of him. He led all quarterbacks last year, 695 yards rushing. And keep in mind, 80% of those came in the 7-game stretch when he was named starter late in the season. They'll run on first down. Ingram. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. The Ravens on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Jackson being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 32-yard line. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. Sheds off the tackle. Well, they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this with both of these guys running the ball well?
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll look to run with Ingram. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2. Now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Ingram again. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
In 2018, Deshaun Watson had 5 fourth-quarter comebacks. Only Drew Brees of the Saints had more with 6. Throwing again on second down. Watson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
And defensively, they had an extra defensive back on the field, their nickel package, and it made a difference. All the receivers were blanketed, so he tried to run for it, but he came up just a bit short.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Returnable for Thomas. 51 yards on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Ingram again, a first down carry, and he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Now Ingram, he's been busy today. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. Now Jackson steps away. He may try and run for this. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Ingram. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there. Good enough for a Raven first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And a 20th carry now for Ingram. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Down to a knee goes Jackson, and that should seal it.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long.
Post-game report, players' stats.